And what's up, everyone? How you guys doing? Welcome to a special edition right now of Insane Throttle Biker News. We have guest right now. It is Wild on Twos, my partner in crime.
Yo, ¿cómo están?
Hey, ¿cómo está, amigo?
My setup is working.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
I didn't touch yet.
And of course, we have Little Dave on today. It's going to be a special segment. Little Dave has agreed to answer all the tough questions as well as the tough follow ups. And he will be presenting something very interesting that I caught off the American Cholo interview. And that was some paperwork. And as everybody knows, I'm pretty big on stuff happening in the scene with somebody informant on another. Everybody knows my work on the Freddie Angelo case with the Pagans and as well as Rooster Katona. So it's going to be a very interesting thing. We're going to let Dave present his side of the story, and then later on we'll get into the question and answer type of deal. And let's have some fun. Let's get this interview going. Let's pop it, baby. You are on, Dave. Go for it.
You said David present, no pun intended, right? Bobby D presents.
No. Now, who are we talking about with you're bringing up something about a Bobby D, and you're going to be going over paperwork. By the way, guys, there is a link in the description box of this YouTube channel or this YouTube. You can download the paperwork for yourselves and go over it while Dave is.
Yeah, this paperwork's pretty damning. I'm not coming on here to snivel or beat a dead horse, but we couldn't really elaborate on everything that day. There was just too much to cover on American Cholo. So we're doing a recap and elaborating on the 12 pages of federal agent memorandums. And now we have the charging indictment, which names, money, everything matches to the memorandum that Bobby D cooperated on. And what I like that you did and went the extra mile is to put it on the screen. It's on a PDF file. And people could go over it while we're doing it. And, this is real shit, man. Unfortunately.
Well, the reason why I want you guys to be able to download the paperwork, it's something physical in your hands right. On the American Cholo deal. What you guys weren't able to see it.
Right. So we did our homework and we basically put it on so people could check it out and see for themselves that this is not fake paperwork, because that hasn't even came into question. However, proof is here, black and white, 11 pages of memorandum notes and another 11 pages of the charging indictment, the 3 counts. This individual unfortunately went to prison over it. And this dude's out here, like every day walking around like nothing, like he didn't do anything wrong. But the paperwork speaks volumes, speaks for itself. I don't want to keep throwing my club out there. This is an isolated issue right here that we're dealing with right now. And the club really needs to deal with it. And they're just being complicit still. And I don't know why. Maybe they don't want to give me the satisfaction or whatever. I really don't give a fuck about the satisfaction. It's just like, this is the guy that actually went above and beyond and didn't handle shit the way it needed to be handled. And now that the paperwork's out on him, obviously everything gets brought to the light. You know what I mean? So
why is it important for those that are new to something like this? Why is paperwork so important in an MC?
It's important not just on the MC and the prison system. When you're on the streets, it's a code of the streets. You just don't rat. And for us to have paperwork, it validates what we're trying to accomplish, is expose somebody who paints himself to be this hardcore dude, part of the club, but yet he hides behind the patch and burns investors and everything else in the process. And lawsuits are coming down the pipe. It's inevitable. There's judgments and liens against him, and just pulling his cover. So for the person he really is. He puts on this facade that he's this big money maker, concert promoter, and you know what? I knew that dude when he didn't have nothing really, and he was just coming up the ranks doing that promoting thing. And you know, a lot of people have helped him climb the ladder, and he's burned them in the process. We're just exposing, you know, who he really is and his
Now,
character.
is this why you believe that you were kicked out of the club?
Yeah, he had an agenda, obviously a hidden one. Everybody always told me to look out for him, but you know, I always give my brothers the benefit of the doubt, or if something don't look right. And you know, just everybody seen him for what he was, and I'm just always I was always so busy with the club, you know what I mean, taking care of stuff with the court and everything else in between. But you know, a lot of people seen for what he was, and I guess I didn't see it. I must have just passed, you know, overlooked shit, and you know, and I got burned. I got burned in the process. You know, they were trying to climb the ladder. You know, you got people envious of you on the side, and this is what ended up. This was the result of it. But you know,
Okay,
now that I
well,
have this paperwork, let's expose them.
let's get going with this paperwork, and we'll get questions from myself and Wild on Twos right after you present. Go ahead.
Okay, well, do you want to go ahead and just your findings and what you think on how it is? Because I mean, we could sit here and read 12 pages. We'll be here all night. Another 12 on the charging indictment. So,
Basically, what I see here was an interview with the Department of Treasury, the Internal
okay,
Revenue Service criminal investigation. The participants in these notes was Bobby D. He was a witness. Then you had the special agents, Adrian Yepes and Richard Nadas, and they were doing an investigation on another person that I'm not going to mention his name, and that if you guys want to, you go ahead and download the paperwork. And basically, what this had to do with was this person was not paying their taxes. And I think it was from 17 to 19, if I'm correct, that he wasn't paying taxes. So
yeah,
he was passing checks and getting back the money. And what happened was Bobby D was doing the cash checking for him and hand him his money, and
right,
basically, you know, giving the rundown on, you know, what was going on. You know, there was $667,000 in checks. Uh,
right,
Originally, this guy was doing an investment in his business, and it looks kind of like a straight up thing was happening as far as investments are concerned. Their, you know, the radio billboard expenses were part of the investments into this, and this is through Platinum Medical. And again, it doesn't look, you know, his personal income he wasn't paying taxes on, and they were trying to figure out what was happening and where the investments in the company were, where, you know, the checks were being cashed. And basically they issued a grand jury notice, uh, basically a witness in the case.
right. That's basically it in a nutshell. It was like a sloppy money laundering scheme that probably would have went. We had more charges, but you know, tax evasion is the easiest thing to get people on, as you know, and hit their pocketbook and uh, confiscate whatever money, houses, or cars, or whatever that they have as part of the forfeiture part of it. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Now, my
So
question to you is this guy in prison?
yeah, he just got. Well, he's been out for a while.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's out. He's out. I believe he
He's
got
out of
12 months and
prison.
a day. Yeah, he's out of prison. I haven't talked to him personally. However, you know, like I said, it fell on my lap, and we just started doing some legwork on it and investigating and
Mhm.
finding out all this information. You know, a lot of it's public knowledge, public record. It's on the internet, and that was the
Right.
easiest part actually with the
You
case
got it.
number.
You got it through
Yeah,
Pacer. Right? Now, Pacer, for those that know,
yeah,
uh,
some of it.
it's a
Yeah,
government thing. Myself, I use LexisNexis to do all my research.
Yeah, that's
so I can
another
find
one.
all this type of stuff. But the question is, to you, do you know if this case is still ongoing or if it's over?
There was a second, like, superseding indictment they were trying to pursue, but because it was from this related case, it was dismissed. And I have that case number as
Mm,
well. It's all part of it. It was a big money scheme. A lot of people were involved. There was other co-defendants that were severed from this case
mm,
in order to, they that's what you kind of want to do sometimes. You don't want to sit there in the court with another co-defendant. You try to sever your case, especially in the feds.
right.
So, and that's what happened in this case. But just for the record, like, uh, make no mistake about it. If Bobby D did not cooperate, they wouldn't have been able to connect the dots, so to speak.
Mm,
And they did it with his testimony. I mean, you read the paperwork. He met with the feds at least 2 or 3 occasions. Then they subpoenaed him to the grand jury, which then he went to the grand jury. I mean, fuck. I mean, like I said in the other podcast, I was like, look, like if I ever have to talk to the cops or something happens, I'm gonna take one of my club brothers there or my lawyer, and then
mm,
they'll direct me from there. You can't take a lawyer to the grand jury. You just can't. So you just
right.
got to go on your own. Everything was voluntary to basically distance himself from this and get away from what he actually was a part of this scheme. And from the paperwork that you read, he was heavily involved. And
Mm,
there was another individual that was involved as well, and it was his dad. And you know
mm.
that on the paperwork, his dad's all over the paperwork too.
Yeah, that is
So
in the paperwork. The estimated checks that were given out
yeah,
was about 10 checks. Now, according to the notes, it was to pay him back for investments in the company. Um, let's see here. Natus, that was the agent, asked if Tony and Varden would give the same explanation regarding the checks written to Bobby D Presents, TCB, BPT, BDP. Drislin Jr. said he was
right.
100% sure all the money paid was for an investment in Bobby D's concerts. There's quite a bit of money that was paid uh, to Bobby D's deal. So, could this have turned out to be an investment? An
You know what?
investment type deal where he's using Bobby D's company as the hook?
Exactly to wash the money. Typical money laundering scheme. And
Mm,
it's evident by the paperwork that's where it's at. I mean, that's what they were doing. That's what
mm,
he was doing. And it's sad that he's trying to downplay this, like, oh, it's just some white dude. It's an IRS issue. It ain't an IRS issue. This was a criminal investigation, and the Fed seeked him out, and he cooperated,
mm.
on many occasions. And he
And
he
you're
he
saying that
admits
lawyer.
he admits in the paperwork and downplayed. Okay, yes, I have IRS issues myself. I haven't paid taxes in who knows how long, and he just tried to downplay the whole thing and you know
Mhm.
divert anything that he had coming.
Now, when you say downplay, was he downplaying it to the club
Yeah,
or?
since the paperwork came out, he sent several. Well, the first night it came out, he sent a text, and I sent it to you, to the club, downplaying everything, including the defendant's phone number, saying that they were best friends still. And bro, anybody rats on me, you're not my fucking friend.
Mhm.
Anybody who takes money and doesn't pay it back, you ain't my friend. So he just tried to downplay it to the club so he wouldn't be in the spotlight that he is. But bottom line, paperwork is everything on the streets and prison. You carry it.
Now,
And
what if people come back to you and say, "Well, you're presenting all this on him. Wouldn't that be considered?" Because I know that's what's going to be said. So my audience understands. They're going to say, "Well, ain't you snitching on him right now?"
Yeah, that was my
nah,
that
why
was
would
yeah, that was gonna
why
be my
why
question.
nah, it ain't dry snitching, it ain't snitching. I'm fucking presenting paperwork that's public record. It's an eye for an eye right now. What he did to me, was disgusting and disrespectful, and I didn't have that coming. And
Mm.
he made it seem to everyone in my club that I was a fucking rat. I was the one cooperating per the video. But he went above and beyond that and sending that video to everybody, like other people across the state, trying to get people like yourself, or anybody who would listen, some type of rise to try to bury me with nothing other than a video, a paperwork. I didn't take the stand. So for
Mm.
anybody to think I'm dry snitching or something, fucking come on, it's not the way it works. I'm just presenting it like a journalist would. Well, it's
Now,
because it's me. He attacked me personally when he did that, the way he handled it.
now
And
did
that's
he
why the club has been put in the fucking light it's been in.
did he take the stand in this, or was it just grand jury? Because grand
He
jury,
went to the grand jury. He went to the grand jury. He didn't take the stand because the defendant took a deal. And when you take a deal, there's who takes a fucking deal with the feds? They have a 98% conviction rate. You take it to the box, you get triple the time.
do
So of
you
course he's not gonna.
do you have a case number on this? Let me
Yeah, it's
see
on the paper.
the case number. I want to see
Paperwork.
the.
Yeah.
All right.
The case number is 20 CR 00031.
Okay, let me put
And it's a
that in.
charging indictment, United States of America. And show his the plaintiff and the defendant on the case. And
What
then
I'm seeing right now is because I looked up the case number. I'm seeing the motions are in, but the conclusion of the case hasn't went yet.
there was a related case, is why. And he was
Okay.
going to take it. It was going to be the trial. That's another case number in itself.
Hmm.
So that's why it's a little bit confusing. But yeah, that second case isn't. If you read the third page, I have another the other stuff that I got off page, the other case number on the third page. It says that they dismissed it because of a related case, which was to this one here.
To that one right there. So it's
Yeah, yes,
still
sir.
in
Yeah,
the court.
there's other stuff in the background. Maybe he's still cooperating, is what I'm thinking.
Mm.
There's two other defendants that their cases, I believe, are still pending. So I can't speak on it because I don't have paperwork on that yet.
Now, when you're
But I'm
talking
working on
about
it.
cooperating, which one are you talking about cooperating?
No,
Oh.
I'm talking about Bobby D cooperating. Again, the other two guys you see at the end, there was
Mhm.
two other names mentioned, Barton and Anthony. They're the other ones that were
Okay.
involved with this as well.
What I can tell you from my research, the one that was involved in what you're talking about, the one that's current case is going on right now. This
Yeah.
had to do with a healthcare marketer who was affiliated with Pacific
Right.
Hospital, Tri-City Regional Medical, who pleaded guilty before a judge to conspiracy to commit fraud. Again, I'm not mentioning this guy's name because not after what I'm about to read. All five defendants agreed to cooperate with the government's ongoing investigation dubbed Operation Spinal Tap or CAP into the kickback schemes, which involved dozens of surgeons, orthopedic specialists, chiropractors, marketers, and other professionals. So this was the first case where he got sentenced to 5 years. Then he came out, and it looks like that's the case now that you're talking about.
Right. There was a lot of shit going on, and Bobby D knew all about it. He sits there and plays it down, and he was a big part of it. It's evident by the paperwork.
Right. The paperwork is there, and hopefully, again, those that are joining us, there's a download link right there. You can download it, look at the paperwork yourself, and you can get a kind of an ideal of what we're talking about right now. And the importance of what the case is being presented now is Dave claims that Bobby D used a video to get him kicked out of the club. And on the mention of the video, which I think it's very important to talk about because you said he used that video to get you out, and you
Right.
and you believe that it's because he used that so you wouldn't find out about this paperwork. Am I on the right track here?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, he knew eventually it was coming up, and I think he had a feeling. It just timing and chance that I was having problems with, obviously, family issues at home and dealing with the old lady, and obviously he used that, but he's just he's one step ahead of everybody at times. So he thinks, but he's a master manipulator and likes to keep people off balance, and
Right.
that's just typical Bobby D. He's like a fucking shoe salesman or a used car salesman, and
Mm,
he uses people's vulnerabilities, like needing, like, this brother needs that from him, or this, just or concert tickets, like he uses that to his advantage.
hmm
Uh,
Now, you brought up the
People in his
tape. You
pocket in a
said
sense. You get me?
you were at your weakest point, and I can understand alcohol and drug
Yeah.
abuse and stuff because that's real hard for people to go through. But the video that was, and I refuse to put it on there. I don't want that on my platform and stuff. But it is a serious allegation because you said it was put throughout your club to get you out. And as far as I know, and I'm wondering,
Yep.
has the club put out anything about you being a rat from that video?
Nah, that shit has been squashed. That shit's fucking a wrap. Game
Mm,
over. That's done. Then they're not gonna push it because they ain't got paperwork and they know they ain't got
right.
nothing. So at this point, it's a fucking whose dick's bigger than whose contest, and they're gonna stick to their guns and keep the fucking shit going.
Mm,
And whatever. Like I said, I don't want to air out dirty laundry. I'm
right.
moving forward. Because the club as a whole is great. It's
Mm,
just the cabinet. And I know the brothers are a little upset. Oh, he's going on podcasts, putting our business out there. But when you're not giving me a platform to speak or an outlet in order to let's do this in house. See, this all was taken way out of context. If they would have just called me and said, "Hey, Dave, we got a video. Let's talk about it," because you're talking about the current administration was my administration that just stepped up, so they would have handled it right from the gate. We wouldn't be discussing. We wouldn't be here on American Troll or Insane Throttle putting the club's business out.
mhm.
They're failing to see that I have to cover me, do me as far as take the heat off of me, basically, because I had a target on my head for the first 2 weeks of this whole thing when it kicked off, because they were
Mm,
making me look
Yeah,
like a
but
fucking
I was
rat.
gonna.
I never took the fucking stand. I never went to trial for anything other than.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say because you,
Go
you
ahead.
mentioned earlier about an eye for an eye, and we all have opinions about that, right? About snitching, and some people may see rat for a rat or something like that. But do you really think? I'm trying to look back. I'm trying to think as a third person that coming onto a public stage. Trust me, contenters like us and everything, we like putting out there, put platforms and stuff. But do you think you're helping yourself going to the public? And it seems like against your club, even though I know you say you love the club, and you still want to maybe come back and retire as a Mongol. Do you think this is actually going to help you do that, or your end goal, or is this actually going to hurt you more?
Bro, you broke up so ugly right now. Like I was in and out, but I got something about the club. I just want to clear my name. I don't want to hurt the club. This is not my intention to hurt the club. This has been part of my life for 25 years. I would never die. I always look out for the club's best interest. Now, if you know my tenure in the club, just being the international president for 13 years, have you ever heard of shit like this going on my fucking watch?
As far as
Nothing.
what?
As far as any airing out dirty
Okay, on the
laundry.
platforms and stuff like that is what you're talking about.
Yeah, but no, nothing on my watch while I was the international P has nothing like this has ever been out there, because we don't air out our dirty laundry. We handle it in house. You get me?
Well, yeah, most clubs would handle it in house, but
Thank
you
you.
felt that since this was out in the public forum, that you had to clear your name on it. And the allegation is Bobby D used the video against you. Now, my question
Right.
about the video is, as an international president, which that was Mongols are huge. We gotta, you gotta say it. They're worldwide. As an international president, if you heard that video with somebody else, what would your thoughts be?
My action first would to probably call a meeting within a day, get the individual in, and basically pick it apart to see what it was about. They didn't even give me that opportunity. They fucking called me on the phone, but which Bobby D called me on the phone, as I've said numerous times, and there's a lot of brothers that could corroborate that. He got me on the speakerphone and basically fucking told me to step down. I go, why would I step down? So that right there, I already knew where he was going with this. And when I said, okay, I see what you're doing, trying to climb the ladder, politics, right? And the first thing out of his mouth was, oh, I told everybody in the room that you were going to say that. Come on, bro. It was all calculating.
So it was a calculating deal with
on his part. Fuck yeah, it was. Fuck yeah, it was. And what I meant by saying on my watch, there has never been any type of situation like this aired out as far as the Mongols are concerned. In the 13 years I was in office, soon as they tried booting me, everything got aired out because number one, you leaked the fucking video. You should have kept it in house so we could figure it out. And they did it. It was all calculating, and never thought it was gonna go viral. Never thought, because we look weak, and I understand that. But there's a lot of good.
But putting like you said, in your tenure, nothing happened. But if you were like I said, for me as a third person looking at this as the national P, but then you come out. I mean, I know you're upset probably, but shouldn't you still lead by some type of example rather than coming on a platform? And I know, but because we're not going to give you your patch back or retire you as a Mongol as a public nation.
Right. Okay. Good question. I have all my patches. They're behind me. The dirty ones too. So
what's about dirty ones?
I'm not. I just. It's because somebody made a fucking comment. Oh, his patches look new. He must have just bought them. Anyways, so yeah. So I have all my shit. I'm a Mongol to the day I die. I have it blasted all over me, and I gave him 25 good years. Everybody could snivel and say certain things about me that aren't true. They don't have no facts to back them. And at the end of the day, I feel like I am retired in good standing. It's just it depends on who I run into. You get me? Who wants to push the issue?
No, they had a recent meeting in Miami, and I'll get back to that video thing. Did you intend to present your case to them?
Like I said, I tried to reach out again to no avail, and you know what? I didn't want to ruin their run and have them stay in a room and do it. You would have thought people would have brought it up, but when they did, they got hushed up. So if they want to handle it their way and take their time on it, ain't no problem. They didn't take their time on me. You know what I mean? So, and I got paperwork, and paperwork's everything.
Now you said
this paperwork is
stood up to talk about this, and a national meeting would have probably, I don't know the inner workings of the Mongols, but usually when in my old club days at a national, people stood up and talked. It didn't matter if they were national. At a meeting, they were exactly, they're the same, they're brothers. And I can't believe that a Mongol, a hardcore Mongol, we all know the reputation of the Mongols, why they wouldn't stand up to discuss this.
It's called tyranny. That's why. And, that's how they leveraged everybody just to keep their mouth shut. But it's not, if they want to wait and do it, and they want to do it on low key or whatever, however they're going to do it. I can't speak for this cabinet because I don't even know this cabinet anymore. I'm in disbelief, to be really honest with you, and I can't even believe we're at this point right now.
Right.
Yeah. I was going to say,
like I said, it's not the.
No, sorry to
it's
interrupt.
Not the club
I know you have a delay.
No, go ahead.
I know you have a delay, but did you give it ample time? I know people's emotions are probably involved, and it's been a few months. Just probably people asking the question, shouldn't you wait a little more and see if you could get it internally rather than going right back out to a platform? And I understand that you're probably upset, and really upset and feel betrayed or something. But if you gave us some time to actually, do you think you gave enough time?
Yeah. No, the damage is done already, and they ain't budging. So, like I said, I don't want to sit here and keep going on platforms and beating a dead horse, beating the same issue over and over again.
That's why
But
this
all
will
the
be the
paper,
last time. Go ahead.
yeah, this will be the last time, honestly, because I'm tired of it. You know what, politics are politics, whichever way you look at it, whether it be biker politics or street politics, same shit. You know what I mean? It's just the same shit.
Now, you just talked
But
about street politics, and that's something that I know real well from here in Chicago. When that video came out,
right,
see, that's where I said the motorcycle clubs are not gangs like the federal government would have you to believe. A street gang, and I'm sure you'll
right.
agree with me, there wouldn't be no court. It would have been, okay, we heard what we heard in that video. It's over with, if you know what I mean. Hello? Hello?
His internet probably got slow because I know he has a little breakup of internet earlier. So,
Well, let's see if we're trying to get him back here.
at this point, I'll just start singing for everybody. No, just kidding.
Yeah, right?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We can't see you.
I know, it's my fucking internet, man.
Oh, there
it
you
goes,
are.
There it goes.
But anyway, because you talk about the streets, and if an OG or something like that seen that video, it wouldn't have been a good outlook with that video. If a street gang, that's why I say the Mongols are not a biker gang as they would be called, because it would have been handled a lot different. One of the questions from American Cholo was, why would John talk to your old lady?
I have no idea about who said that.
Well, that was one of the questions that was asked during the American Cholo interview. Why would your old lady talk to John, which was...
She has no relationship to him at all. She would never talk to him. If anybody had any corresponding with him, would be myself, because of my position in the club, at court, and everywhere else with the property. So I don't know where that came. That came out of left field, to be really honest with you.
You
I never
never
heard that. They asked that on American Cholo.
He asked it on the first one, American Cholo, and the question was on the video was, you said, haven't you talked? Didn't John tell you? So that's where people are.
I never said that.
You never said that?
Fuck no, I didn't never say that.
Well, that was what, Wild On, from the first one?
I think it was from the first one.
The first one when they asked that?
Yeah, I think so. Because I know I rewatched it. And hopefully I'm not getting them confused, but I think it was the first one.
Yeah,
the first one.
I don't ever recall saying that. I never said that. Not out of my mouth. If they asked it, I never. My old lady has no business or anything talking to John. What would be the reason?
Right. Well, let me just play the clip real quick. That way, because I know you were in a state of mind that you weren't there, and you probably didn't remember. But here it is.
I can't do it right now because we need to just get our fucking shit right.
David, okay, really quick.
John told me already. I have 1 year. 1 year. He's retiring. After 1 year, he's done. And he can't protect me. He told me. So we have to have an exit strategy. He told me. I don't know if he told you that.
David,
I
okay.
have 1 year to get my
Okay,
shit
so with
right.
That was right there. Like I said, I don't know if you didn't remember it, but you asked her.
I have no idea.
You don't.
No idea.
No idea on the recording.
No idea. Me asking that. I don't remember.
Right.
Hey, Hollywood, who is that John guy?
That's fuck.
I mean,
at first when I heard the video, I thought it was a club guy. That's who I thought it was.
Yeah, no, that's a dude, the case agent that's been working our case for 13 years.
Okay,
plus.
can you tell us a little background on him? Because a lot of people don't
Can I
know
what?
about the Mongols patch case, which they better.
Oh, yeah. The case has been in effect since the actual patch case has been since the indictment in 08. And then they re-indicted us, the club as a whole, in 2013. So
Mhm.
this is the case agent that has been following the case all the way through since Doc Cavazos 08.
hmm
And
So Doc
right now we're in the
Cavasso,
Ninth
that
Circuit
was
Court
the
of
president
Appeals, and it's
before you.
regarding our
Yeah,
trademarks, the
that
trademark
was the
issue.
one before you. Okay.
Yes,
I just want to give the
yes,
audience a
yeah.
clear
He
view.
was the national president. Yeah. So
Okay.
it was
So,
regard.
so,
Yeah,
he,
he's been the
so, he's
case
a,
agent.
so he's a Fed agent, right? You said?
Yes, he's the one
Okay.
we've been dealing with back and forth. The one that sat across from us in
Okay.
court. The one that was releasing property about 2 weeks prior to that video. So that's
Mm.
that's him. That's John Saccone, the case agent on our case. He works
Now you were
vipers.
talking about how you went with a prospect to get. I heard that story on American Cholo about going and meeting them to get uh, property back. I think it was.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We went to the ATF building in Glendale with our lawyer, George Steele, our appellate attorney.
Mhm.
Like I said, anytime I have contact with law enforcement, you always want to bring the lawyer or a brother. In this case, we had a prospect because he had the truck and there was like 12, 13 boxes that we were picking up, all property from the raids,
Mhm.
everything that the judge ordered released back to the club. So
Right.
we were there for 2 hours signing off on everything. I signed off on, I don't know, like 100 pieces of paper, had to put dates. So we
Mhm.
sat out there chopping it up. The lawyer took a little time to get there. By the time he got there, we were there for a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then we started doing it. But in the process, we just shooting shit, telling me what's been going
Mhm.
on and other cases that he's doing, just chopping it up like we normally did. I mean, it was corroborated by our other trial lawyer when we were in court. I mean, you'd sit down and be waiting for the court to open up in the morning or at lunchtime, and you just shoot the shit. It's a matter of respect,
Right.
just being cordial.
Now you talk about sitting, talking cordial, and was it in court that you were talking with them, or was it somewhere else?
We talked in court and we talked in the Glendale Fed building when we were picking up the stuff. We were in the it's called a Sally Port,
Okay.
and you back your truck in. They come out with all the property. You have to sign off sheets. So that was the last contact I've ever had with them.
Okay. So that was the last contact because when I looked at LexisNexis, there was
Yeah,
an incident where the judge pulled everybody into chambers because I guess a jurist seen you guys talking or having coffee or something like that. And I wanted that to get addressed.
this is what happened. Everybody goes to the Starbucks in the morning. Everybody. It's on Ford Street, right next to the federal building. It's walking distance. Jurors, everybody goes. So the judge was worried that, hey, we don't want the jury to be tainted. You guys are like just chopping it up or whatever. But the lawyer, everybody goes to that Starbucks early in the morning to get their coffee before we start court every morning.
Now, was there what do they call it, censorship or something like that from the
No,
judge, where you guys
he
told you can't talk?
no, he just look at when you're in court in federal court, the jurors use the bathroom on the ninth floor. We have clear of the jurors. So we used to use the restroom on the 10th floor. So they separate everything and everyone, and they don't want you having contact or fraternizing with anybody as far as that's concerned. But as far as just chopping it up, I mean, I saw no problem in the lawyer was always there. There was another club brother with me most of the time too, but it just depended. But
Mhm.
it was nothing out of line.
Right. Well, I was just
We're in
wondering,
trial.
did they eventually sequester the jury or no?
No, absolutely not. The jury was always open. That was it.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I'm
It
just
was
wondering.
never
You know what? I'm
sequestered.
asking the hard questions and the follow-ups. That way, you're able to get your side out there. That way, people can't say, "Hey, little Dave's hiding. He's bullshitting." I'm trying to get it to
Trying,
where
yeah,
this goes away for you and it goes away for the club, and everybody can get back. And I just start talking about bitches again.
yeah. I mean, I want to get. You look at. I want to be done with this as much as you want to. I want to clear my name as far as anything concerned with being a cooperator or some type of informant.
Mhm.
Bro, like I said, I'll just reiterate that. I mean, my relationships with him is just above board, being professional, being respectful. You know, he's. Let me tell you something about that guy. He's been cordial to the club. I know he's doing his job, but every time he came to one of our functions, one of our rallies, one of our parties, he would pull up in his truck and shoot the breeze with a lot of the brothers,
Mhm.
mess with the prospect. You know what? He likes a mind fuck. Who gives a fuck his job? But our job
Well,
is to
that's
stay
kind
out
of
of
what they
jail.
do with the outfit here in Chicago.
And I've always kept the.
That's what
They
they
do
do
with
with
the
the
what?
outfit here. Well, the mob is what we call them outfit here, or the syndicate.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
that's what they do. The
I mean,
cordial stuff like that until they have to bust you. Uh, Going back to 2008 with Doc, how long were they
yeah.
investigating the Mongols before they finally did Operation Black Rain?
So Black Rain, the whole investigation was about a 3-year undercover investigation. So, you know, I wasn't heavily involved. Like as far I was a member, but really didn't do anything politicking wise or
Mm.
I was like a chapter VP at the time. And that basically I think they hung around for like a year. And then I guess somebody had caught a case. Well, I know somebody had caught a case and didn't want to take his medicine. And it was a Fed beef. And he introduced the undercovers. And that's how we got him in. And
The
that's how he
undercover
got him
woman.
in. And then from there,
So
yeah, the
they were
undercovers
investigating the
prospected to
whole.
come in,
Mhm. So they were
the club
investigating
as a
Doc
whole.
as a whole. They were investigating
Yes.
Doc, but it wasn't until the indictments
Yes.
came down that he was discovered to be an informant.
Uh, Doc was never discovered to be an informant, but he was a cooperator
Mm.
after Black Rain. He was one of the ones with his hands up, willing to talk and give up club secrets. So, I mean, probation recommended 30 years. He got 14 years. And
Right.
he just recently got out. So he
Mm.
cooperated,
Mm.
but unfortunately, a lot of brothers that didn't take medicine cooperated after the fact. But it was after the fact, after they got arrested.
So
We didn't need
I want to
cooperators at the
reiterate.
beginning because there was a 3-year.
I want to reiterate your position. There was always a lawyer or a club brother when you were with John.
100%, always.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
And that,
for me, you're growing up and everything, right? I mean, I stayed away from prosecutors. I don't want to be
Well,
chit chatting too much, man. So, I mean, from a third person, obviously, that's why
huh?
people. I say from a third person, when I see someone talking to a prosecutor or someone from the other side, I mean, I know being cordial, but usually I just shut up. I don't. I just give them a little chin, but you know, of course, that's all subjective matter at this, at this point and stuff. But you say you had someone always around you, at least.
mm-hmm. Well, that's
Yeah,
the
we
way it's supposed
never.
to be.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, I mean, there was. Come on, bro. My dealings with him in court and stuff. I had attorneys around me all the time with him. It's just cordial shit. Just not fucking. Hey, give him a heads up. Hey, what's up? Whatever in the morning or afternoon. I wasn't fucking going to lunch or eating dinner with him. I was getting information. What information would I be exchanging? We're in the middle of a trial. A trial was already made.
Mm-hmm.
We were already fighting it.
Do you think
what information am I going to give him?
Do you think
Come on.
that's why it was
I
construed
know you're
from video
playing devil's advocate.
that people see you do?
I don't know what it was construed
Right.
from.
Yeah, like I said, you're saying devil's advocate.
I've never been giving anybody a reason to think I was a cooperator.
Yeah, no, like I said, is like you said, devil's advocate. Mine is just from the viewers. I mean,
You're breaking up. What'd you say?
as a third person, like you said about devil's advocate, those are just thoughts that pop through my mind, and I'm just trying to think like what other people will be thinking in the comment section and while you're saying. So then it helps you in case you can say something differently or not just stand by what you say.
Right.
That's it. I like throwing things out there, like when I like just
like.
Now, was this the only time that
Right.
the Mongols tried to put you out bad, or was there any other problems in your tenure that this guy would be doing this to you?
No, I had problems. Doc kicked me out for 2 months, and Largo brought me back after 2 months because it was a fucking deal where, man, it was fucking again over chick shit, and he didn't like me.
They start the wars.
Were you suspended or
yeah,
put
they
out bad
do.
already, or you said you were put out bad before? Or
No,
or
I was just suspended, and I came back. I was put out in June of 08, and then brought back August of 08. So it was 2 months.
2 months.
Didn't get my due process, didn't get my day in court, same shit. And it was Doc. He had an axe to grind with me because I came in on the very day that Doc came in. So me and him didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues.
Yeah, I was gonna say you and Doc.
Hey, Dave, I was gonna say, is it getting dark where you're at? I don't know if you have a light there in the patio. You're pretty blacked out.
Yeah. Hey, let me turn the light out. Let me turn the light on.
Usually when you turn the lights down, you want a little sexy time. No.
You don't want sexy time.
No. I'm on my patio.
I was gonna say we don't want no sexy time, man. The girl might like you, but
we're good. But yeah, that was that's basically what happened. I mean, dude, I came and helped out in a time where the club was doing really bad after the raids. And membership drop, you lost 79 brothers, and it was a tough deal. It was a tough time that you had no identity. They took our trademarks. So yeah, I mean, I did a lot to get us back on our feet.
Now, you said you were a VP during Doc's time. How did you make it to national, to the international P in that time period? Was it a vote? For those that don't know how clubs work.
Yeah, basically what happened, I've always been in a leadership role in the club. And I went from East LA. We opened up Boyle Heights chapter. From there, we went to West Side chapter. And then I ended up in Mother. So I brokered a lot of chapters, was a president of chapters. And when I went to prison and I got out, I went straight to Mother because my chapter got dissolved. So I had been in Mother in and out like most of my tenure in the club too. And then I started basically not seeing eye to eye on issues with Doc, shit he was doing. I don't want to, that's a whole nother issue.
That's a whole different thing.
Yeah, and I really don't like even bringing that piece of shit trash up in public anymore, giving him any spotlights or anything. But at the end of the day,
what he did with Black Rain is caused the patch case.
Exactly, because there was a lot of drug dealing going on and just a lot of unscrupulous activity, and we ended up. That's why it's so important vetting these new guys that come on board.
That's independent. The club was not doing it as an organized crime deal.
Exactly.
It was individual. Exactly. I think that's
but unfortunately, yeah, very important, very important. And a lot of guys unfortunately have used their patch for personal gain, and it's unfortunate. Not just with this club, with a lot of clubs. This is a lesson to be learned. But yeah, I mean, I ended up in Harbor chapter as a VP for about 2.5 years, and then I went nomad. And I went nomad because I kind of wanted to stay away from all the issues with the cabinet and whatever. And I ended up fucking getting hit anyways by these dudes. And I got thrown out on the same time with like 3 other guys. It was Roger Penny and another guy by the name of Snake. And it was quick. It was all members meeting. And Dave too. All right, meeting adjourned by. Boom. No question. No why, what, nothing. Again, I got a raw deal, but I came back.
You came back, and it was reversed from how bad to good.
On the same day that they brought me back at the House Lounge, August 2008, they threw Doc out first, and then they brought me back in the same breath. So it was
Okay.
bittersweet. You get me?
Now, did Doc make that move because the perceived notion in that video? I don't know if it was, I forget what the frick it was, that casino or whatever, where people said they seen you running and throwing a patch. Was that because of that?
I didn't. No such thing. If you look at the timestamp at the bottom of that video, it's all edited. Trust me when I tell you this. I was on
That
the
was
phone
all
with the
edit. I just
brother.
want to make sure I get this
Yeah, it was
out.
all edited, bro. Look at the timestamp. The lawyers looked into it. They said I ran in a restroom. I was holding the elevator for brothers could get on so we could get out. I ended up getting arrested anyways. We all got
Mhm,
arrested. We were in handcuffs for probably about 14 hours in the banquet room. Them other
mhm,
dudes from the other organization were in another banquet room, and then all like the witnesses and innocent bystanders were in a third banquet room. Doc
mhm.
skated. Doc didn't get arrested in that.
He didn't get arrested in that. Do you
Fuck
think
no, he
it's at
didn't.
that point where he started cooperating with the agencies?
I I have no clue when he started cooperating. If he started cooperating after, just after the arrest of Black Rain. From what I understand, he became a cooperator after the race. That's from what I understand. But I don't have legal paperwork or anything black and
Right.
white that would say
Right.
something different. I really don't. And I can't speak on something I don't have paperwork on.
But he did not get arrested, or did he get arrested and released without charges, something like that?
At Operation Black Rain?
No, during that casino deal you just were
Oh
talking about.
no. He left. He left. He left that morning. He was out there. Him, his
Hmm.
son, his brother, like they all left. There was a lot of brothers that were able to get away or whatever. You know what it is, what it is. I wasn't able to get away. I had a bunch
Okay.
of brothers I got arrested with. I got arrested with TNT. And we were in
Now,
handcuffs together in a banker room for 14 hours while they ID'd us and went through everything.
now you said you got arrested. Did any of those guys, because I don't remember in the media, did they have any weapons on them, pistols, or any of that stuff when they were arrested and get cases from it? It's kind of
Yes.
like they did.
I I look at I don't know too much about I mean, I know a lot about that case, but I wasn't involved directly. You get me? That was
Right.
way before my time as any national or international P or anything. So that was
Mm.
in '02. I didn't come on board as an international P till like '09.
Right. Well,
So
I'm just
that
trying to give some background, is what I'm trying to do for everybody, is give
so
back.
what everybody that was arrested, well, what happened was we were arrested and detained. And then they photo ID'd us, everybody, and then they were letting us go one by one. Probably like the next day, 7 at night.
Hmm.
And we were there for a long time. And we went from I think zip ties to belly chains to and it was just ridiculous.
Well, the reason
And
why I asked that is because everybody knows I've been working on Angelo's case. What happened to Conan? And Conan with the pagans, I
right.
believe, was a setup. Conan's a hardcore. You know,
Yeah.
I think
Love that guy.
I gravitate towards them type of guys because they were '90s based guys, and them the guys I know. But Conan, he got picked up for a gun, and they charged him,
Right.
and I guess he had he worked out a deal where he got 10 years because he
Fuck.
was a felon. And
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about that as far as felons owning guns or whatever it is. I know you did a little time too, right?
Yeah, I did a year for the feds. Something unrelated before I was even a Mongol.
Before you were
And
a
I
mom.
took my yeah, I got my offense date. Well, I was arrested in 1993. The feds did a fucking delayed the indictment. Like fucking get charged on my indictment. So like 5 years later, it was getting
Mhm.
stale. Obviously, fucking they didn't care. It wasn't that big of a deal, but it was a bad situation. But I took my medicine, and people didn't go to jail. I didn't talk. Fucking,
I
I
like
took
how
it
you
for
said that.
everybody.
So
Take
you,
your
No,
medicine.
I took
so
it
you
for
got arrested.
everybody.
So you got arrested before you were with the Mongols, but during the Mongols, were you ever like arrested or charged with anything?
Yeah, I got like fucking DUI, some fucking just petty shit. I had got into an incident in Palm Springs with some idiot fucking threw a beer at him. I got charged with that. I mean, I got arrested for that, but never charged. It's just statute of limitations. There was the lady who got hit in the head with that fucking can of beer, which not even full, was the head of security there, and she just basically wanted an apology. She got with the brother. I don't want to mention names, but the brother knows who I'm talking about out there in Coachella Valley, and all she wanted was
I
a
was just
fucking
asking
apology.
if you were a felon because there's rumors all over the fucking place
about me. What?
Not serving time, not being a felon.
I'm a felon. My register number is 13930. 112 for the feds. I released in 99 and got off parole 3 years later in 03. I fell in 99. I took my fucking medicine. I was at FCI Lompoc, 3600 Gar Road.
So can you guys
California.
please stop asking me that shit? You know,
Jesus Christ. Dude,
I get all kinds of emails.
Bro, so I know you're getting comments. I know you're getting comments from the haters and all this other shit. I'm no fucking tough guy. I'm not trying to say I was this, I was that, bro. Come on. This is
I think it's good because you're able to respond to all this and they don't see you hide.
I'm not hiding about anything. I'm just gonna
ask something just because I see in the comment. What happened in Miami? Everybody said I don't know what's the deal with Miami. Is there something in Miami that people?
Yeah, there was a national run. I really don't want to get into that because I'm not trying to drag my club into it. I think we're getting off base here, and you're asking me a lot of stuff, which I'm glad to ask. But are we done with the Bobby D issue? Because
no, we're gonna turn right back around to. That's what I'm giving them a chance because we're getting a lot of people in here. And I do want you guys to download that paperwork because I got other pages I want to go over. But, I just want to give the opportunity to have you answer some of this stuff. That way it's gone. It's out. You already addressed it. When I come on a show, I can say, you know what? Little Dave answered this shit. Leave me alone. Because I got, before you came on, about 1,000 emails. And the reason why I asked you if you're a felon was there was an incident with a firearm and some whatever. And I was wondering if you were charged with that or if it was.
What issue with what firearm? I haven't been caught with a firearm.
I'm just saying what they said in one of the emails. Okay, so dude, that's addressed.
Bro. Look, bro. I got busted. I got charged with assault with a deadly weapon in 05. I had 2-3 brothers. I could speak on this. I got arrested. I got charged. I took my shit. I ended up getting fucking disturbing the peace because everything gets chopped down after a year or two here. In California, you fight your case and you prolong it. Witnesses fall off. They don't want to keep going to court. So, bro, I can't help it if I got good lawyers. And I had the club lawyers too. Ted Matthews was our ex-club lawyer. He's the one who represented me and a couple other brothers. Well, me personally and other people from his firm. Represented the other brothers. Bro.
I believe it was the Nicholas Strip Club or something like that.
Bro, I didn't get. Okay, real quick. Since they want to beat that issue, let's bring it real quick because this is getting ridiculous. But look, we were doing a turkey drive in Montebello, and we went to Nicolas. The brother that was with me there got busted with some drugs on him. We went to jail, me and him. They could corroborate the story. I didn't get busted with a strap. I don't even fucking own a strap, let alone fucking get busted. Well, I'm not stupid. I know what the repercussions of being that me be going to jail. And I wouldn't do that. I'm not sloppy like that. Come on.
By the way, Mongols Nation GTA is not the official Mongols account in this chat. Why don't you guys grow the fuck up? Anyway, go ahead.
Anyways, so long and the short, we were in East LA Sheriff's Department in East LA, and we were released about 11 o'clock. I called my Sarge, told him what happened. What are they going to charge you with? They didn't find nothing on me. They found something on the brother. And that brother could corroborate. I don't want to say no names. They know who he is. I was arrested with me that day.
Now let's get back
I was with somebody in the cell.
You guys should had enough opportunity to look at this paperwork. Again, it's in the description box. Now, just to recap with little Dave, he said that it's this reason why they pushed him out and used that video against him. Again, you'll have to look somewhere else. I won't release a video like that on my platform. I believe it, it makes everybody look bad doing that. So that should have stayed in, club's hands. But people, I'm not used to it where clubs, they used everybody in there were men. They didn't try pushing shit out to outside. So that's where I think about that. Now, what with Bobby D and the paperwork and this allegation, because he's probably, they're going to probably come back and say, well, wait a second here. You're talking about my case when the subject should be on you. And the reason why that you were put out bad is what I'm hearing is the money issue. And everybody, you talked about that a little bit on what's it called? American
Cholo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to, and I said that on my first.
Dave, hold on. Somebody silence that Mongol Nation GTA. This ain't a game. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just somebody's acting like the Mongols in there.
Oh, okay. So you fuck, what was it? You made me lose my train of thought.
Some are gonna say that you're using this against Bobby D to hide up.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. No, come on. Let's keep it real here. So they try to use. I said this on American Cholo, the first one. Okay. I said if the snitch card ain't gonna work, the money thing will come into play. I brought all the books and records, my books and records that I was obligated to pay every month, the fines, the lawyers, fucking all the transcripts, everything, because I was the representative for the Mongols Motorcycle Club. I have every receipt for me, and I brought on American Cholo. That's what I was on the hook for every month. And then whatever money that I can get reimbursed for lodging and plane tickets and rental cars and everything else. So there's so much shit. They want to bring all that up, but they don't want to give me my damn court to rebuttal or show proof. Why not?
Right.
Because
Well,
there's other people that touch the money.
This is your
other people that touch the money. Other people that touch the money, not just me.
Other people now
couldn't come
involved in that.
No, he never did any of that. He was a national sergeant at arms. He wasn't anything to do. You have a treasurer and a secretary, and they all have their duties. And I think we're getting off track again. And I addressed the issue. Give me my damn court due process. I have every book and record. See, this is a problem with their sloppy bookkeeping, and I feel a little bit guilty about it too. But they have all this money coming in, but they don't show where it's going. You get me? Like there's no checks and balance.
Right.
I mean,
that's what they're saying. That's what they're telling brothers.
Well, yeah, like the room, like whatever people are saying.
Huh?
Like I said, like most, like the money is being tracked. I don't know how it's being tracked, but it's showing like, let's say a certain amount of money per month. And then now that I think the rumor is saying that now that you're gone, the monies have gone up tremendously. Like, where is that money coming from? It's like if I own a gym, right? Have 1,000 members paying $100 a month, you get steady income.
Right.
And then out of nowhere, you get this big jump. And like technically, money shouldn't be changing that drastically per month, like over month. I mean, I think that's the word I heard out,
Yeah, and it hasn't. It hasn't. The bills that we paid out every month was everything was accounted for. It was never an issue. All of a sudden, 13 years later, there's an issue with money. When that don't stick, what are they gonna put on me now? You know what I mean?
Well, that's important.
It's easy to smut. No, it's easy to smut people and say things about them without them being present. That's like me talking shit about you, and you're not there to defend yourself, and you're gonna keep taking it. You get me?
Well, I believe everybody needs to get their side of the story. One of our main things on this platform is to get both sides of the story out. That's one thing I believe in. That's why the hard questions are coming, because then you guys can go and say, hey, go look at the video. He answered this for you guys. Even though this shouldn't be any of you guys' fucking business, but, it is what it is. This is, the reason why Dave came on the platform was to give his side of the story to this business. And we're just trying to connect what Dave said about Bobby D and what Bobby D is saying, it because it kind of looks like it's coming just down to two guys. This whole thing, it looked like somebody. It looks like this whole mess is coming down to two sides. One being Bobby D, where you're claiming that he was using the video to take you out, and then you're coming back and say, "Oh, wait a second here. We got this paperwork," which the paperwork, if you look at it from a street view, if you look at it from a street view, it wouldn't, wouldn't have been that good here in Chicago, if you know what I mean.
It's not good in Cali either.
Right. Well, I can only speak towards the Chicago and what would happen, like I said, with the video and then this. It's Chicago, we call it Chirac for reasons, what I could say. Right. It seems like it all revolves around money here. And I think the lesson a lot of clubs should learn is you need to follow your the bylaws to the T, where this kind of stuff, and everybody's supposed to be brothers. One thing I don't understand is you'll break bread with each other, and next thing you know, everything's going to hell.
Right.
And is it a power trip?
I mean, for some people it could be. And I can't speak on whoever's on top right now, but I feel like I got done dirty and I got played dirty, and it's just all bad. It's just like, and now, come on, they're making other allegations. Now I got so much dirt on everybody in that cabinet. It's ridiculous. But you know what? I'm not here to air it out. When they give me my day in court one day, and if they don't, so be it. And if the cabinet has to change and I have to wait, I'm patient.
Is there
more
any
patience
way
in a
for
hospital.
you to go up to the mother chapter, walk up to the door and say, hey, give me my day?
Yeah, I've already tried that. It's they don't want to give it to me. And now they're even more mad because I'm smutting them up in a platform. I'm not smutting them up. I'm not airing it out. I'm not disrespecting my club or saying disparaging comments about anybody other than people that have it coming.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't give me a fair shake. So now I'm going to put it out there. What am I going to just keeping quiet? I'm guilty if I stay quiet. Look at what happened. I took a week and a half, almost 2 weeks to do American Cholo, and everybody wanted to kill me. And then when I gave them the info and we brought it all to the table, now shit made sense. So I can't keep staying quiet. I mean, I will after this, per se, but I'll be patiently waiting. Because like I said, the club's been through enough. And I don't want to keep putting it out there. Like I said, the club as a whole is great. Love this club. But it's just the people managing it right now ain't doing the right things. Ain't making the right choices.
Now,
I'm worried about our case.
Were those people voted in by the membership, or did they just move up?
No. What happened was, see, this is the thing that people fail to understand and see, is that they're appointed because everybody stepped up the ladder one. And I was elected. 13 consecutive years, every year, year after year. I must have been doing something right. And if I was doing something that dirty, you don't think 600 guys would have noticed by now? 500 guys would have noticed? My cabinet would have noticed? Come on. This is a cheap shot to take me down, to keep, putting pressure on everybody. Oh, he stole money now. I thought I was a rat. Now I stole money? Come on. Fucking make up your minds.
And then you also, and I know rumors saying that you didn't give other people a day in court when they brought up stuff about the money or something, but did you put them through a process like you're talking about, or?
Bro, let me tell you, and I feel like, again, we're reliving or rehashing everything I said American Cholo. I gave everybody a fair day in court. Everybody got their process. And not one brother that could say they got thrown out for nothing that they didn't do themselves. I don't throw people out. And the way it works is you have a committee, and you come in front of the committee, and they all vote. I don't vote. I stay out of it. Ask anybody. I never vote on these meetings because I want to be fair and impartial, and I don't want anybody to. Oh, I got a raw deal. Nobody got a fucking raw deal. You fucked up and did some dumb shit and got thrown out yourself. I don't throw nobody out. They throw themselves out.
Mm.
And at least I
Now,
give them the due process. I gave them the day in court. I gave it to them
now
always.
I wanted to go back to this paperwork here because we're kind of getting off track here.
Super off track.
Now, one of the deals, and I just got an email here. Okay, the guy involved just said that the case is ongoing. He doesn't feel that Bobby D did anything wrong. He didn't put him in jeopardy.
Okay.
And that, I can't say his name now that I know that the case is definitely ongoing. But
It's
that's
not ongoing. Somebody's telling you that it's not ongoing. It's been adjudicated. It's done. It's a wrap. He got out of prison and he's finished with parole. So whoever's chiming in or telling you that that it's him, it's not him. Trust me.
Mm. All right. So anyway, back to this thing. Actually, god damn, there's a lot of shit here. Hold on, I'm trying to spread down the checks right now. Now it says in here that he would cash it at a liquor store. You there? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Can you hear me, Dave? Yeah, I can't hear Dave.
Oh, there we go. Can you see?
Yeah. Do you mute yourself?
Okay. I'm just wondering if he can hear me.
I can connection bad. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Out of all the paperwork here
How do you do this shit?
that we got, you're like me with technology, unless my son sets it up. Out of all this thing here, besides not meeting with a club lawyer and stuff like that at the time, what's the most damaging thing that you should take out of this?
Hey.
Yeah, you can hear me?
I can't get on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
You could see me, but you can't hear me, huh?
No, we can hear you now.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me? No, I'm on my other phone.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I can. Okay. Should I hang up on you on this and go back to this?
Yeah.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't hear you.
You don't hear me? I think his internet's pretty bad.
I don't know
Wild
what the
on.
fuck is going on? I can't hear him. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Dave. Yeah, we're here.
Fuck, I don't know how to do this, man. Fuck. How come I can't hear him? No, I'm good.
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear. So it's
No? There. I hear you now. Sorry. Bad connection, bro.
we were hearing you,
Wi-Fi
but for some
sucks.
reason you weren't hearing us.
Your earbud ain't dying, is it?
Okay, sorry. Where were we at? I'm sorry.
What is the most damaging thing that you find in the paperwork besides him not sitting with the club lawyer and letting the club brother be next to him?
Well, I mean, okay, first of all, you guys had talked to me about, okay, this is apples and oranges compared to the way I talk to, Saucony or whatever. This is an ongoing case at the time in 07, 08, and 2018. And you're sitting down with two federal agents And not only are you sitting down, you have another person next to you. It's your dad, and you guys are basically cooperating on questions that, dude, if you wouldn't have said nothing, no one would have got indicted.
Well, I always believed, and I was taught from the old boys that name, social security number, shut the fuck up. I want a lawyer. That was the way it was taught to me. We really never talked to the cops. You know, we didn't. You know, if you put it into aspect with street rules, if you were in there more than 5 minutes, we knew you were talking about some shit. But Wild, do you have any questions?
No, I mean,
I
a
don't.
lot of times the questions I ask, like he says, playing devil's advocate, because of course I hear things from emails to phone calls to something, and that's when I bring things up. Same thing with the money. Same thing with giving other people due process. Same thing with you know, supposedly getting arrested with a gun, but nothing happened to you. Walking out the next day. I mean, these are just things that just pop up. So I was throwing it out there in case, because there's about 1,000 people watching live. So then probably half the people probably didn't even watch American Cholo or anything.
Yeah, it's kind of a recap.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a recap.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. That makes sense. And
So,
you're right. A lot of people didn't listen, probably didn't listen to, but it's been kind of like a trail, like, you know, and people have been following me personally.
We're a biker station. We're all the bikers are listening right now, and like he said, they probably didn't watch American Cholo because they're not
a biking.
they're not a bikers.
Yeah.
They're not bikers.
Yeah, they're more
Now-
street guys.
Right.
Yeah. Now that's a good question. You know, I kind of jealous. You could have came over to my platform first, but you went to them.
You know what? I was a little sore with you at first because you didn't do no fact finding at first. So, you know, shit happens. It is
Well,
what
you
it
know
is,
what?
and you were a gentleman
let's-
and retracted it.
Let's talk about that. And one thing I was always taught was when a patch member talked to you, their word was gold. And I got some misinformation, and I have to apologize for that. When I'm wrong, I believe that you come out, you face the music, you take what you got to take, and you move on, you recalibrate. You don't sit and try to hide what you're doing, what you said. I just don't believe in that stuff. And that's what makes a lot of people watch my platform, because they know when I'm wrong, I'll come up and say I'm fucking wrong. So I understand why you wouldn't come on there, but another biker platform or stuff. But Wild on Twos was right that these are bikers in this room right now. A lot of club members from all different clubs are in here, so they didn't hear some of the stuff that we were talking about. And one person, he was a little confused. He was wondering why the books for the money was with you instead of with the treasurer.
No, wasn't with me. Only shit that I was obligated for to pay the fines. I'm the representative. I'm the one who filled out the probationary report every month. I had to go to Santa Ana Federal Courthouse, drop off the cashier's check. I had a lot to do with it. It was checks and balances with my brothers. 3 people. Would you need 6 people now? Would you need 8 people now to watch the books? 3 people is ample. 3 people is more than
Now these guys don't know what the
and
know what the fines are about. That was from the patch case. You guys don't know what the patch is.
Yes.
You gotta learn about it.
Yeah, the patch case, we were convicted on 2 counts of RICO, and each count, each fine on each count was $250,000. So you're talking about $500,000 that we're already halfway through paying. So that's why I laugh.
So there's a lot of money coming in.
Yeah, we are halfway paying. It's been 2.5 years.
Right. There's a lot of money coming in.
Well, you have to pay the fines. You have to pay the lawyers. You have to pay the transcripts. You have to pay shit for the court, all the appellate stuff, all the briefs that they've got to put in. Everything costs money.
So that could basically is what you're saying why, well, you know, we had to pay all this. That's why there was only, what did they say, 12,000 left in the bank.
Come on, bro. Come on. There's only 12,000 left. I'm not there again to defend or
no, I'm asking, well, could the fines of what led to, because you guys have to pay $500,000 freaking
they say that
big ones.
No, there's no way there was that much left. Yeah, I can't answer that quick because I'm not the treasurer. I'm the international president. I'm not the secretary. You know, I help out picking up patches. I did a lot of grunt work. I picked up T-shirts, had them folded. I did it I wore many hats in this club, and I took care of a lot of stuff, grunt work that prospects would should be doing. But I'm a humble guy. I don't care. So what they're saying, like,
It's a
okay,
thankless
where
job.
it's a thankless job. But then again, why would I be holding the books for the patches for whatever else that they take in? That's not my job title. You got to ask them. That's not my
Mhm.
job title. And those are my books to keep. There's a lot of books, and not one of them they could show where the money was going out. All they did was show where it was coming in.
So the
I have
books only
both
showed what
coming
was
in and
coming
I
in,
was
but not
obligated to
going
pay.
out.
I have them, every single one of them.
Well,
On their end, nothing to do with me.
mhm.
Nothing to do with me.
And that went
So
straight,
again, I'm
and
not.
you know, like I said, the things they said went straight to like your PO box or something, and things in your name. But did you have something that was just your PO box, or was that the rumor? Or
It's the club PO box. If you look at the address for any club correspondence, it's the Citrus address. It's the one the club had for 10, 11, 12 years. Um, the secretary and the treasurer have their own as well. You
Mhm.
get me? So it's not just obviously you're talking to people that were in that meeting and a lot of misinformation, bad information to dump on me. And I know what meeting you're talking about because all it's the same questions that came up that day. And the same lies came up for people's mouths. I'm
That's
not there
why
to.
we want to give you the chance to address it because you
Yeah,
have.
and I appreciate it, and I'm glad you're addressing these questions because it's full transparency on my part. It's just like I'm glad. Yeah, this is what I mean. We're a really um we're a really organized club, and we have a lot of things in play. I mean, every month we're just doing shit. It's like a well-oiled machine.
Mm,
Now that I'm out of the picture, shit's in disarray.
right.
They're just trying to get back on their feet.
Mm. Well, it's just kind of disheartening to myself because the Mongols go all the way back to the 60s and they have grown so exponentially and they got such a reputation within the club scene that something like this, I'm not going to put it in club terms, but street terms could show real weakness where people can get hurt.
Yeah, and that's the only thing that I'm really disappointed on because the way it was handled, my life is at stake. It's in jeopardy and my character's in question. And that was unfair for me to put in 13 years as their international president for it to end that way because of some person's maybe being envious or want to climb the ladder or whatever, politicking or whatever. It was just handled not the way not the norm. You know what I mean? It was just handled incorrectly, and it was because this guy that has a case that he cooperated on had an axe to grind with me. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I always treated him nothing but love and respect towards it. Look, and I don't want to throw out a bunch of business, but there was a lot of shit going on in my cabinet, a lot of motherfucking going around between a couple of two, three guys in my chapter, and I had to put an end to it. I wasn't in the right state of mind to be dealing with dumb shit and shit that didn't
Mm.
have to do with our club. And it's just I could go on all night about it, but like I said, I'm not putting my
As an
club's
I
business out there.
as an IP, are you disappointed you didn't catch this play?
You know what? Right? I I have a little bit of blame about the situation. Maybe I could have it a little different, and that's why this brother was disgruntled. Two of them actually, and why they played against me to bury me. And they have their own issues, and I dismissed them. And maybe he got a little hurt that I didn't address it like I should have. But I just think at the time we're fighting for our patch and doing everything else, and the infighting within our chapter shouldn't have been happening. And I put a stop to it. Maybe I should have handled it a little differently. I don't know. I mean, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I don't know. I mean, fuck. I try to make the best decisions in the best interest of the club. But sometimes it doesn't always go that way. Maybe somebody doesn't agree with me. I don't know. That's why we always have a lot of people involved in decision making. So it's
Mm.
fair and impartial and objective as it could be. But sometimes it just doesn't know. It's not a perfect world, bro. We're the fucking in an outlaw motorcycle club, and our reputation has been impeccable across the board. You know, there's I could sit down with my enemies. I'm not going to say who they are, but we could have sat down and there's an honor amongst thieves. We sit down, hash things out, and if we agree to disagree, it gets handled later down the road. But, you know, everybody has a safe passage in and out when we have these sit downs. That's why I don't understand why they won't give me a fucking sit down or respect due to me and give me my due process. This is silly. It's not the way we do things.
Hey, Wild On, can you take a second, man? I gotta. This is that guy on that phone. Go ahead.
I guess he was telling me to take a second and stuff like that. So yeah, like we're talking about like American Cholo, and like I know it's kind of probably sucks for you to be repeating a lot of things, but like honestly, I didn't even fucking know about American Cholo until people start asking me, "Did you watch that?" So that's why I'm going over a lot of things. Like you said, you know, we all hear things, a lot of different things, and then of course from different past stuff and things that you know you can get upset about. But it's one of the things like I bring out because I'm, you know, be honest about shit to a point, right? I mean, there's rumors that can go endless and endless about stuff, and that's why you know you're here to defend things. And there's some things that will be really hard to defend, and there's things that you can, if you can, you can. But
Right.
And that's why ultimately, I mean, because of course, you know, they'll be hearing all these, you know, rumors from sleeping with old ladies to different addictions to this and that, and you know,
Well, this is
What I
this
think
isn't
we
the
should do is end it right here because we're rehashing stuff.
yeah.
I just got a
bro.
call.
We're not Boy Scouts. We're not Boy Scouts. We're in the Outlaw Motorcycle Club. Got a lot of
I
shit
just
that
got
we
a
do. You know what I mean?
I just got a
Yeah.
call from that guy in the paperwork. He wants to have a conversation with me about all this stuff. That'd be another show on this. But I wanted to really ask the hard questions, the real hard follow-ups. That way, little Dave, I guess it's kind of holding court in the public, which it shouldn't have happened like that.
I agree. I agree.
Hopefully everybody, you know, can let the Mongols take care of their business and everybody, you know, deal with this inside because, you know, my platform is pretty big. Then it's going to be other platforms are going to pick it up and it's just going to keep going on. One of the things I don't want to see is somebody get hurt. I don't want to see anybody get hurt on the streets because they're perceiving one club as weak, or even with the guys talking right now, there don't need to be any of that stuff, and that has to be put out on the video. There ain't no reason. Sit down at the table, talk like men is what I always believe. What did you got anything final to say, Wild On?
No, it's great that to have him on. I don't know if he's still there or not. He's still there, little Dave? I think he froze for a second.
I lost you guys again.
You hear us?
It's
now?
that
hear me?
California, man. It's that smog out there.
You can hear me? Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I
I
see.
can hear you. Yeah.
Well, I was
I
just
lost you for a
saying
minute,
that I
so
don't want
bad
to.
internet connection.
I just wanted to say I don't want to see anybody hurt from all this stuff because, you know, clubs out there, they might perceive one club as weaker. And, you know, we have to be honest, this kind of stuff does make a club look weak. But one final question that I have is coming from the chat room. And that was Angel. Do IPs take a salary?
No, never. It's a thankless job. I put
Okay.
money out of my pocket many times. Bro, let me tell you something about me, and anybody, any of my club brothers will attest to this, okay? When we go to rallies and we go to parking lots and there's $10 a bike, I always put the money out. Whether I get it from the club back or not, I always pay whatever fees and give it back to our club. When we go to bars, we pick up the tabs. When we go to dinner, we pick up the tabs. There's so much money that goes out. That's why I laugh at this. It's like they're making all these allegations and having nothing to support it with. If they did, they would have already brought it up with paperwork, and they don't have it because there's nothing out there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been above board and transparent this whole time I've been the president. So for them to say that, come on,
You
bro.
answered hard questions, so
I have to.
you got anything left, Wild On, too, before I let?
No, just like you said, you know, I don't want to see people get hurt. I had mad respect for the Mongol Nation. Everyone I've ever met, from chapters in Texas to Florida, have been nothing but nice to me. And it's things that you hate seeing, and you really do. And I wish things could be handled inside itself. So then it's more of a creative a spectacle from people that don't know about the club business, and no one should know too much about club business. But it gets out there,
Right.
and then it's all hearsay. And at the end of the day, it's like I said, it's just sad to see to a point for people that have been in the biking community, MC community.
Mm-hmm. Well, on a good note, how's the business going? Because Dave's in business for himself. I think a lot of bikers should get in with their own business and stuff. But how's the business going and all that?
Everything's going good. Like I said, I'm back focused again. I'm grounded. I'm just moving forward, and I just want to say this to my club, that I didn't come on here to disrespect the Mongol Nation. I grew up half my life. I've been in this club. I'm 51. I've been in this club 25 years, so it's half my life. I'm not going to sit here and shit on my own club, but I'm a little upset that the way it's handled, and it continues to be handled. But that's just the administration doing it the way they want to do it, and smutting me the way they want to smut me, and not letting me have a voice, and not letting me rebuttal on all these false allegations. And I'm a man of integrity. You never have to question my integrity, man of my word. And a lot of clubs out there, they love and support me and the club because of how we've treated them, with nothing but respect on the streets in different states, cities, and countries. So yeah, we have hiccups and we get our bumps in the road. It's an outlaw motorcycle club. And for people to say, hey, you fucking doing threesomes or doing dope or drinking too much or whatever, come on, bro, fucking outlaw motorcycle club. We ain't the fucking Boy Scouts. We're gonna do some fucking.
What's wrong with threesomes?
We're gonna do some debauchery shit. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to. Motherfuckers want to cast stones in a glass house. Like, come on, bro. A fucking rock star lifestyle. You guys know. Come on. We settled down over the years.
I still want to know what's wrong with threesomes, dude. I remember in our time, dude, we be sharing 15 guys would be sharing a freaking rod, but
that's a pass around. That's a pass around. That's how you get your wings.
Were you able to work things out with your wife because you got your addiction under control? Is the family doing good?
You know what? I take everything day by day, and I'm in a good headspace right now. And I've been really super focused this last week or two. My hand's getting better every day, training again and just doing me. And just, I'm just trying to focus on myself. And like I said, if nothing happens and I stay out, I'm good with it. I gave this club 25 years. I was a soldier. I was their P. Nothing but mad love and respect for all my brothers. And please don't take this the wrong way. Like I'm shitting on the club. I'm not. I just want to reiterate that. And I know there's a lot of brothers that love and respect me. And, I'm not going to mention names or do anything, but, I'm in close contact with everybody. I know everything that's going on, whether they want to believe it or not. And, until the wheels fall off, that's our saying. So I'm going to be a Mongol till I die. I have all my patches. I have all my vests, dirty and new. So whatever they want to say.
Hopefully the club takes a close look at this paperwork.
I want them to.
And see if things can come together. But you guys have been around a long time. Nothing but respect for the Mongol. Yeah. And, hopefully it goes back inside. But, that's what I got for now, guys. You can download this paperwork again in my description box. If there's any other questions, I'm sure I can email them to Little Dave and might be able to get back. But it looks like he wants to get on with his life now and, get into recovery and stuff.
Yeah, you know what? The paperwork speaks for itself. I'm not going to keep sitting here smutting anybody up. You know what? You made your bed, lay in it. I've always taken my medicine. The dude on this paperwork took his medicine. Some people are stand-up guys. There's, some people aren't, and the consequences to your actions. And,
is that a California thing, man? Is that a California thing where you say you got to take your medicine? It's
Yeah.
fun as hell.
Why? What do you say in Chi-Town? Taking licks?
Kind of, yeah.
I don't know. Take your medicine. Like some, you know, you don't want to take medicine. It's bitter. Yeah, it's a
Right.
Cali thing. You know, do the right thing. Be a stand-up guy.
Well,
You know, and I
there
respect
you
this dude. This dude who's on this defendant that took his medicine. I respect him, man. He didn't say shit. Yeah, he was culpable, obviously, because of his, you know, his participation and actions in this whole indictment, the starting indictment. But at the end of the day, oh fuck, my hat's off to him. My
go.
hat's off to him. And he could have easily, you know, shoe could have been on the other foot. So whatever.
Rock and roll.
But
That's
thank
what
you
I
for
got.
everything, and thank you for yeah, thank you for having me. And you know, you ain't gonna hear a peep out of me for a while. I mean, I'm done. I'm tired. This has been exhausting doing 2 podcasts, you know, every other week, and I'm done with it. Like if the club wants to, you know, put some shit in play, you know, put it in play. If not, fuck, I'll see you when I see you, and that's it. I'm good. I'm so good right now.
Rock and roll, man. We appreciate you having on the show.
Show.
Little Dave, we're going to go into our after show right now with
Okay.
Little Dave. Any questions, get a hold of me. It's been great hearing from you on these issues. Rock and roll, you be safe.
All right.
Hey.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, our after show right now, and I just wanted to get Wild on Two's viewpoints on some of this type stuff that we've been talking about here.
Well, I mean, ultimately, like I said, I come looking toward as a third person, trying to be not knowing what I heard from the past. And of course, just like some people say, and you know, when he said eye for an eye, you know, of course, some people might say, well, basically ratting for, you know, rat to rat type of thing. Everybody has their defenses. You know, he might be feeling like his character's under play and he feels like he has to, you know, defend his character, which is huge for a lot of people and their word. You know, just like when you hear a lot of things regarding the monies and everything. And of course, I mean, if a person can try to back it up and show, like, you know, do an audit, back things up to a point. But ultimately, like everything I hope can be handled internally and be put to rest to a point, you know?
Right. Well, you make a good point. I wish it. Hopefully, little Dave said it was where he's getting sick of coming on the podcast and stuff. Hopefully, he got what he wanted out of this show, where maybe that could put things to rest for both him and the club.
Yeah, because I mean, ultimately, I can go all night asking questions, but then I'm just going to be badgering the guy, like what people are trying to do in the comment section. And, you know, is that fair? Probably not, but that's what I'm here for to a point, is to hear some things answered that people are asking. And some things that if you look up any type of arrest, nothing pops up. But then, you know, you hear the felon things. A lot of times I'm like, well, a lot of things don't make sense, but it's not for me to make sense. Ultimately, it's not for me to make sense. It's for their side to be.
I won't be getting anybody else on. I don't want to keep this moving. I got other things that I want to do. Again, you know, like I said during the interview, I was rash in a decision because I took a word of somebody. And, you know, the apologies go out to little Dave on that. That was a schmuck move. I should have done both sides of the story on that.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's so important to have, you know, the tough questions, the tough reactions to those questions with the follow-ups and have them answered. But in the ending, this ain't none of our business, guys. I believe that something like this should you know, stay internally, and we should all step out of it and go ride our freaking motorcycles.
Yeah, just that when some people like it, you know, like he said, he might have handled some things incorrectly, and putting anything out there when you kind of make it public is like if you want something private, you know, make it private to a point. Once you put it public, everybody.
Well, once it goes public, You're going to have Insane Throttle Biker News pick it up. That's what we do is we're the news and we're going to pick it up and it's going to go from there because it's now in the public sector. And when I do have guests on, you guys might have heard me talk about LexisNexis. I do the background work on what I'm about to do. And a lot of tough questions come from that type of deal.
Yeah,
Is when I'll find out. And then we had I'm gonna be talking. You there?
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Oh, okay, I lost track. Let's just be tracking here. Everybody's gonna have their own opinion on this. Everybody's gonna have their own opinion,
and that's why it's very subjective. Even talking protocols and everything, everybody's different about what they're gonna see. And no one's going to totally agree 100% on anything. You're going to have like 50% they'll say one thing, 50% will say another. And that's why that's why my channel, I'm trying to change things a little bit about politics and starting that new, following motorcycle clubs to events and showing what the real everyday thing is. The rides, the family gatherings, the barbecues, some events. And that's what I'm going to start doing in my channel more to kind of promote more of the good parts, which is the majority is the good parts. What you hear in the news and what we talk about sometimes is more of a little bit of the negatives. It could be a few percentages, but it looks like a big thing when you talk about it.
Right. And 99%, like they say, is independent bikers. It's a great lifestyle. And you guys, we talk about there is some hardcore politics within clubs. Within the club scene, and unfortunately it has to, that's the way it is.
Well, yeah,
I believe when you break bread with somebody, you break bread. You're supposed to be blood. You're supposed to be there to back them, to cry with them, to bleed with them, and sometimes that just ain't the case. It really isn't. But
like
all clubs have problems.
It's just like a regular family, right? Even if you have 5 brothers, a big family, you're not gonna. It doesn't mean you're going to love every brother. You might hate them to a point, be annoyed by them, but when shit hits the fan, you're going to back them up because they're your family. And it's not a perfect world. A lot of people look at these MCs and they picture this wonderful rainbow, but no, it's not all rainbows. But at the end of the day, when there's a real strong brotherhood, they'll feel it, and there's going to be ups and downs, but they'll do anything for that club, and that's what people don't understand. It's not always perfect.
And it's hurt feelings. It really is, because when something like this goes south, you're like, oh, shit, what the hell? You know what I mean? And it's human nature to want to jump back at somebody. But the paperwork is there. There's a lot of information in that paperwork. It's not for me to decide. The club, I'm sure, is hearing this right now. They're going to have to take the paperwork. If they need fresh copies, they can get it in the description box of this video. Download it. Look it over yourself. I have no pony in the game. We're just reporting on it, me and Wild On too.
Yeah, that's all it is. And like you said, asking any hard questions, and he can feel, he can be the nicest guy in the world, and I can enjoy talking to him and everything, but we have to ask these questions. I don't care if he gets mad. It's like one of those things that you're on here, and I'll be respectful about things. Same as you, it's just presenting in a certain way. And, I can see how sometimes someone gets defensive, like, he might, plus rehashing things too, right? You get tired of rehashing something over and over again. So it's, like I said, it's something I was glad that he can try to get on here and bring what he had, I guess, and present and answer the hard questions and give his statement to what people are talking about.
There you go, guys. That is the after show. I want to thank our guest, Little Dave, for being on. My co-host from the pre-party, Wild On 2. Our pre-party is on Sundays at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have some great independent guests out there. I want to thank moderators for helping us out in the chat. I know this is an emotional subject for everybody to watch. Where are we going to be on Sunday? Is it going to be your channel or Bry's?
It's going to be Bry's, and I think he's going to have Moto Blonde. who
Oh, we're gonna have Moto Blondie on.
yeah, Moto Blonde. She's a moto vlogger, Instagrammer. Great content out, and it kind of changes things up. You see us ugly guys all the time, so now you get a pretty girl on there probably. And no, it's not just to say girl. There's women bikers, and it's just showing that there's more than just us guys out there. And the way things are changing and promoting the bike scene, there's a lot of women out there, independents, obviously, clubs out there. And they don't really get their word out too much. They get the Instagram pictures out a lot more, but sometimes people don't even notice that there's like awesome content creators out there, and they put out some great videos.
Rock and roll, man. I'll see you this weekend, Wild on 2.
You got it. Everybody, thank you for joining, and I do appreciate all the comment section.
Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Wild on 2's channel. And thanks for all the donations. I didn't get to say that while you were in there, but I really appreciate it. You'll get all kinds of news every morning here on Insane Throttle. And get over to that motovlog site of Wild on 2's. You'll enjoy it.
Thank you
Bye, buddy.
very much. Peace.
Peace.